Story 1. I, 54, am. Have been with my lovely husband for 23 years. We are both husbands. About 4 months ago I made the choice to have my hair shaved off. I have an autoimmune disease, and due to that disease I had lost my hair. 4 months ago I went to my hairstylist. I was really sad about my hair loss because it was too my shoulders and curly. My husband loved playing with it, and that's why I was so sad. I cried as soon as I sat down in my hairstylist chair. My husband kissed me and rubbed my shoulders. He told me, "You still look so hot to me, Ben, if you don't have hair." I was sad and told him, "I don't feel attractive anymore. I look weird. You loved my hair too." My husband told me, "Yes, your hair is so sexy, but you are even more sexy. It's only hair. I love you anyways, no matter what you look like." As my hairstylist buzzed my hair, I was in tears and my husband held my hand. As my stylist was razoring the rest of my hair off, I felt very self-conscious. After my stylist was finished, my husband kissed my scalp and massaged it. My husband told me, "Babe, you look amazing. Your beautiful face and eyes pop out more. Your hair was hiding your beautiful features." Later that night we went home and he snuggled me under the covers. He massaged my scalp until I fell asleep. If you love this story so far, please like the video and subscribe for more content. Story 2. 2 years ago, I, 54M, had surgery to treat a medical condition that affected my balance. Losing that sense of stability was devastating, especially because dancing had always been my escape, my way to feel free. My husband, 56M, knowing how much it hurt me, made it his mission to bring dancing back into my life. One evening, I was sitting on the couch, watching an old dance competition show, feeling a mixture of nostalgia and sadness. He walked into the room and noticed me staring at the screen. Without saying a word, he turned off the TV, took my hand, and gently pulled me to my feet. "Let's dance," he said, his voice steady but warm. I shook my head. "I can't anymore. You know that." But he wouldn't take no for an answer. He put his arms around me, held me close, and started swaying to a song only he could hear. At first, I stumbled, frustrated and embarrassed. He caught me every time I faltered. "You don't have to be perfect, love," he whispered. "Just follow me." We spent weeks like this, dancing slowly in the living room. He hummed songs we both loved, sometimes spinning me playfully, other times just holding me when the tears came. Months later, we attended a wedding, and I nervously joined him on the dance floor. As we moved together, I realized my confidence had returned. He leaned in close and said, "See? You've still got it." His words were like a lifeline, reminding me that even when I doubted myself, he never would. Story 3. Last winter was one of the hardest times of my life. Depression had wrapped itself around me like a heavy fog, and I couldn't seem to shake it. Most days, I barely left our bed. My husband tried everything, encouraging walks, favorite meals, even silly jokes, but nothing seemed to lift the weight. One particularly cold evening, he disappeared for an hour. I thought he'd gone out, but then I heard him moving furniture in the living room. Curious, I got up and peeked around the corner. To my surprise, he had transformed the room into a magical blanket fort. Chairs were draped with our coziest throws. Fairy lights were strung along the walls, and candles flickered on the coffee table. Inside the fort, there were pillows, snacks, and even a playlist of all my favorite songs. "Come on," he said, grinning and holding out his hand. "Your fort awaits." I hesitated, still wrapped in my own gloom, but his smile was so infectious I couldn't say no. We crawled inside, and for hours, he talked to me, played games, and shared funny stories about our early days together. At one point, he even brought out a journal and said, Let's write down all the adventures we're going to have this year. It was a small, simple gesture, but it reignited a spark of hope. That night, for the first time in weeks, I felt lighter. He reminded me that even in my darkest moments, I wasn't alone. Story 4. Growing up, I had always been afraid of the water. Swimming lessons were something I avoided, and as an adult, I carried that fear with me. My husband, on the other hand, was a natural in the water. He loved swimming, and every summer, he'd gently nudge me to give it a try. Last summer, he finally convinced me to join him at the lake. We'll take it slow, he promised, holding my hand as we walked to the water's edge. My heart raced as the cold water lapped at my feet, but he never let go of my hand. Start here, he said, showing me how to float on my back. I panicked at first, feeling the water pulling at me, but he stayed close, his hands steady beneath me. You're safe, he said. I won't let go until you're ready. For weeks, we practiced together. He encouraged every small victory. My first kick, my first unassisted float, and he never once lost patience. When I finally swam a short distance on my own, he erupted into cheers, running into the water to scoop me into a hug. I'm so proud of you, he said, grinning ear to ear. See? You're unstoppable. His belief in me gave me the courage to conquer a lifelong fear. And now swimming together has become one of our favorite activities. Story 5. Our 20th anniversary was approaching, and I wanted to make it special. I planned a romantic dinner at home. Candles, soft music, his favorite dishes, but I had no idea my husband had something even more extraordinary planned. After dinner, he stood up and announced, "Wait here." He left the room, and when he returned, he was holding a small keyboard we'd kept in the attic. He sat down, looked at me with a sheepish smile, and said, "I've been practicing this for months." Then, to my astonishment, he began to play my favorite song. It wasn't perfect. He hit a few wrong notes and stumbled over a tricky part. But it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard. When he finished, he turned to me, his cheeks flushed with effort. "Every note reminds me of why I fell in love with you," he said. Tears filled my eyes as I walked over and kissed him. We spent the rest of the evening at the piano, laughing as he tried to teach me the basics. That anniversary wasn't just about the years we'd shared. It was about the love and effort we both put into making each other feel cherished. Story 6. One Saturday, we had planned a big hiking trip, but as luck would have it, the weather turned gloomy, and rain poured down relentlessly. I was disappointed, but my husband saw the silver lining. "Who says rain can't be fun?" he said, grabbing our umbrellas and pulling me outside. At first, I thought he was crazy, but his enthusiasm was contagious. We walked through the neighborhood, splashing in puddles like kids. At one point, he turned to me with a mischievous grin and said, "Dance with me." Before I could protest, he twirled me under the umbrella, laughing as the rain drenched us. We wandered for hours, exploring side streets and stopping to admire the way the rain made everything shimmer. When we finally returned home, soaked to the bone, we changed into dry clothes and made hot tea. He wrapped us both in a big blanket, and we spent the rest of the day on the couch, talking and watching old movies. That rainy day, which could have been a disappointment, became one of my favorite memories because he turned it into an unexpected adventure. Please like, share and subscribe for more.